For those of you who don't know me, I'm Debbie Holteen and I'm the physical therapist here at Lighted Way, and I also do birth to 3 through early intervention, and I also work at Putnam County Schools. So I have a variety of things that I feel you can probably do at home. You may not have the same equipment, but we can adapt almost anything for almost anybody. The children that go to school at Lighted Way have varied abilities. We have children that walk and run. We have children that have a hard time sitting. So I've tried to incorporate a lot of things into this room right now. One of the things that I know some of our families have are little tunnels. What you can encourage your kids to do is to crawl through. Okay, just crawl through. Some of the kids will sit in the middle, okay, and that's okay, because maybe they need that spatial kind of confinement. Maybe they just need to be in there by themselves. If you don't have a tunnel, you can always set up a few chairs with a blanket, and you can just work on the same kind of skill. It's pretty easy and doesn't cost anything. What kids can also do, and adults when you're stuck inside, to work on your core, you can work on stepping on things like pillows or bean bags or blankets, quilts. Even harder is to crawl on them. It really does work every muscle in your shoulders, your hips, your core, and a lot of the kids can do it. It's not that hard. For kids that only roll, have them on the floor, help them roll from their tummy to their back, from their back to their tummy. You can also work on pulling to stand, maybe at the couch, maybe at the coffee table, maybe at the big ottoman, okay? And then, oh man, I'm up. Once a child is up, you can work on cruising, you can work on stepping on, off, over things. For those kids that are working on jumping, you can work on bending and straightening your knees, and then maybe leaving the floor, okay? Hold their hands. You can always do that. You do it with them. Models. Models are fabulous. Almost all of us look to other people for what we should do or how we should do something. A lot of times I will take a puzzle and I'll spread the puzzle pieces apart. This one happens to have a noise to it, and I'll have kids go through an obstacle course. You can make your obstacle course as small or as big as you want. You can have pillows on the floor, you can have things to crawl over, step over, roll over. It's just pretty fun. And when they get to their destination, they put the puzzle piece in. I also happen to have a big wedge here, but you can simulate this with a bed, like a mattress on the floor, with a futon, with the couch cushions, and they're going to stand on it. And notice how it makes me use everything, especially my ankles and my hips, my knees. For those kids that can just crawl, you can work on crawling backwards and crawling forward. You can even work on that combat crawling thing because it uses everything in your body. And almost all the kids that go to school here can do one of those things. I know a lot of you probably have a mini tramp. You can work on just standing on the mini tramp because that makes you have to use all of your balance reactions. You can also work on standing on one foot. You can work on jumping, bouncing, hopping, all sorts of things. And there are things you might just have in your garage or your basement because Somebody bought one because you wanted to use it for exercise sometime. Okay, there's all sorts of things you can do just sitting. You can work on getting down, pushing up, partly pushing up, staying there, coming all the way up. You're working on these muscles here, these muscles, and these muscles too. Plus, you can work on turning your body. It's great for getting up and out of things, getting in the car, stepping, whoa, getting in the bathtub, getting down, getting up. All those things that you do every day, or some of us do every day. We can work on heavy work, like pushing things around. Oh, that works everything in your body. Your heart, your major muscles. And a lot of our kids need that heavy work to kind of calm down. I also have, I'm going to move this out of the way. I also can work on stepping down, stepping up. And it doesn't have to be something big. It can be as small as just stepping on something a couple inches high. Okay? Stepping up, stepping down, stepping over. All of those are skills that we use every day that can be very difficult for our kids. But if you have kids that are working on balance reactions, and you're close to a parking lot or just a curb, or you've got a 2x4, you can work on stepping on it and just standing, or standing and walking on it. It's amazing what you can find in your environment to just use. These happen to be little blocks that I have, but you can use that curb and that board, as long as the kids don't pick it up. It's not used as a weapon or anything, just I know a lot of kids will use that and they love stepping on, off, and over. If you're really good, you can work on jumping. A lot of our kids aren't working on jumping, but we do have a few older kids that are working on jumping. So jumping with one foot or jumping with both feet together. You can also work on jumping out. That takes a lot more strength. We also work a lot on go and stop. Just go and stop. So you're gonna go really, really fast and then stop. And then maybe work on going backwards or sideways, because they all work on motor planning, balance, and strength.